First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
Dr. Kent Hall on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this fine Thursday morning?
The sun is shining, and the forecast is looking promising.
Yes, it is. It is very nice to see that fiery orb in the sky.
It is. It's like, what the hell is that? That old Steve Martin bit. What the hell is that?
What the hell is that?
It's the sun. Yeah, pretty nice. I found that even yesterday, if you were to sit out in the sun, even though it was breezy and kind of cool, the heat of the sun is beginning to get nice and hot as it gets closer to us. It was pretty nice. I think it is therapy, in my opinion.
It is absolutely therapy, and
yeah.
And if you're looking for a recommendation from a doctor, I will tell everybody who can to get out and get some sun and get some fresh air and just enjoy being able to be outside. It is good for your physical health. It is good for your mental and psychological health.
So I was at the game last night, and a very good friend of mine was going back and forth with me about people like yourself. And actually, Jeff, you were there for that. And it got a little bit, I wouldn't say heated, but I very much came to your defense because what he said is that the doctors and the scientists have gotten it all wrong from the very beginning. And I'm very defensive of people like you and Dr. Fauci and others because I think the debate, and I'm far better off letting you talk about this, but I'll just give you my preface. The debate here that normally occurs with a new disease is something that normally occurs between scientists and doctors and people like you. And
yeah,
it's normally done.
Right.
It's
and
normally done
in
privacy. It's normally done where you're studying. At the end, you release the results of your study. This was all done in real time.
This was all done in real time, and it was a lot done on social media. So,
yeah.
I will say that, I respect your friend's opinion, but to say that anybody has gotten all of it wrong is in and of itself going to be not an accurate statement. So, have we gotten things wrong? Absolutely. Have I been wrong in talking about some things on this show? Absolutely, and I will own those. Is it because I wanted to give false information? Absolutely not. It's because it was an evolving entity in terms of the disease and the virus. What we knew, what we knew back in March of 2020 compared to what we know in May of 2021 is huge, and so that is true. But this is the evolution of medical knowledge, and I will say that what we have learned over the last 15, 18 months, and been able to put into actionable protective mechanisms has been phenomenal, which is not to say that we got it all right every single time. And I think that Dr. Fauci would say the same thing. So I will own what I got wrong and what I have said that has been inaccurate, but it has not been because of any desire to obfuscate or to mislead or anything like that. It's been because I give the best knowledge that is known at the time.
Yeah, and I also feel it is not incompetence. And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the world of physicians and scientists that have studied this. It is not about incompetence, I don't think. It's about learning in real time.
Yeah, no, you're right, and we can look back and say, wow, I wish I hadn't said that, or wow, I guess that I was really off base on that particular comment. But that is also part of learning, and you're absolutely right that that usually, I wouldn't say normally, but usually, this is what happens behind closed doors, where you get a bunch of pretty smart people together, and they talk about what they know, and they look at the research, and they look at the physiology as best as we understand it, and say, okay, so it looks like it would probably do this. And there can be, disagreements within that, because people can look at it in slightly different ways. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And that kinds of things. But the reality is that at the end, it's the science, it's the study of it that actually gets us the information that we need that moves us forward. And this virus has been studied over and over and over again, and will continue to be. So we're not out of the woods yet in terms of our knowledge of the disease that is COVID-19, because it's only 17 months old or so. So what's going to happen with long haulers, and what's going to happen with, how long will the immunity last? And all of these questions are good questions to ask that we just don't have
learning.
Real.
We're losing the TV right now, so have a great day. But I want to stay with you just briefly. And by the way, it was kind of funny because it was, I was excited and defending physicians like yourself. And Monaski walked over and said, "Don't worry, he's like this on the radio too."
Well, I appreciate you defending me, and I appreciate you defending my specialty.
And maybe I didn't catch the part, but the guy didn't name Dr. Hall.
No.
Yeah, just to be clear about that.
No, and I said, well, we won't get into the whole thing what I went through. But the other part of this is he said we shouldn't have shut down like we did. And I got to tell you, I think in some ways he's right there. That because look at how we reacted in November and December and January. We didn't shut everything back down. The virus was actually worse then. So I think we've learned over time that maybe there are different ways to handle mitigation.
No, that I think is true. And in retrospect, going back to the spring, would we have done that? No, probably not.
Right.
So if you remember when that shutdown was called for, it was expected to last for 2 weeks. And it obviously lasted a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
So there's learning across the board. It's not just doctors and scientists, but it's also politicians and policymakers and everybody. Hopefully, put this in their playbook for the next pandemic.
Doc, we appreciate it. We'll speak with you again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Please be safe.
And you do the same.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the PrizePicks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on PrizePicks for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.